If you haven't heard the incredible news, God has answered years of prayers and waiting, and He's opened up more space for the Exchange family. That's right, we've bought a building. God has opened up over 33,000 square feet of space on 5 acres of land inside of the Rankin Square Shopping Center here on the main thoroughfare, Highway 80 through the heart of Pearl. And not only has God provided a building, but He's also provided the resources through the generosity of God's people to pay for that building in full. We are so excited about the opportunities this is going to open up to reach more people in our community, in our state, and even beyond. As we look forward to what's next, I want to encourage you in 3 things. First, I'm asking you to be patient. The story that you heard and the story that has happened has taken not only a year, but multiple years of praying and waiting and negotiating and then God providing. Over the next few months, you're maybe not going to hear a whole lot from us as we're in plans and processes with architects and contractors to lay out the plans for this space to make it a welcoming home for as many people as possible in our community. So we're all going to be patient as we wait over the next season for God to reveal what our next steps will be and the timeline for that. Second, I'm asking you to be prayerful. To be prayerful in a couple of ways. First, be prayerful in prayers of praise and thanks and gratitude to God. God has exceeded all of our imaginations and expectations in the provision of this space. So let's praise Him for that through prayer. Second, I'm asking you to pray, how does God want to use you in this process? You heard earlier that the building has been paid for in full. But now as we lean in to draw out plans to map out a space that would be welcoming to as many people as possible, this will now come at a cost. So I'm asking you just to begin praying. How does God want you to respond in obedience and faithfulness and in sacrifice to His response of faithfulness and provision for our family? And third, I'm asking you, will you be a part? Will you be a part of the movement of God's Spirit that has taken place over the last 8.5 years that will lead us into the next season? You know, I'm convinced that God's favor and His faithfulness flows towards those who walk in obedience and surrender and trust in Him. And so over the next season, will you be a part of what God's doing right now? You see, before you can be a part of what's next, you got to be faithful with where you are right now. And the mission of the Exchange is not on pause until we walk into a new structure, but the mission of the Exchange will continue to be every day, every moment, loving and serving our city, our community, and beyond, and pointing people to the hope of Jesus. And so I'm asking you, will you be a part right now? Will you be a part of serving? Will you be a part of making disciples? Will you be a part of inviting people into faith and hope in Jesus? Will you be a part of pursuing Jesus personally, however He calls you to do that? Will you be a part of what God is doing right now? So as we prepare for what's next, will you be patient? Will you join us in being prayerful? And finally, will you be a part as we look forward to what God continues to do in the next season to come?